Where you going? What are you drinking tonight? Let's keep 'em flowing. Where do you come from? Where you going? What are you feeling tonight? And what are you showing? Where do you come from? 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 Where you going? What are you drinking tonight? Let's keep 'em flowing.
Good morning. Hey, a pleasure. If I can make it, I'll come for it. Awesome. Happy to be there.
No problem, man. Nads is our hero. If you don't know, he saved us from some harpies last night. He's a good man.
I'm good, yes. That's why I'm a paladin, right? Yeah.
Oh, buddy, great to see, hear, feel the love. Amazing stuff.
Man, thank you for having me here, and all these wonderful people. And it's good to see Rock here, guys. You guys make sure you show some love for this legend. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, Dorgon. I forgot to add my own mic. I
Oh, no.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some hiccups, but at least you heard everybody else say that's good. And welcome to the Download, a weekly gaming podcast where we will be talking everything gaming and technology. Friday wrap up. Joined by some awesome content creators, and we have Vet Cloud Gaming. Why don't you introduce yourself and say hello?
I mean, do I need to introduce myself? Everyone should know who I am, but if you don't, I'm the legendary, the only one, the Vet Cloud Gaming.
What?
I brought myself back.
What? The only
Right.
one.
Yeah, and then we have riding in here, who's of course welcome to any show on Cloud and Console, Cowboy King of Entertainment. What's going on? Man? How are you doing today?
You know what, Rudigs? You wanted to do this show when I couldn't make it, but guess what, Rudigs? My lunch break was at 11 o'clock, so I'm here for a half an hour, baby. Yeah.
Oh Man,
Yay,
that is
there
Greg's
epic.
excited.
We got Squids. Squids just
And
popped
we
up
got
in here.
Squids coming in here. Thanks for joining, Squids. What's going on? How are you doing this morning?
Oh, big chillin'. Just getting
Big
ready for
chillin'.
this trip and hanging out here for a moment. Wanted to say
Nice,
hello.
nice. Well, thank you for coming on in. Let's jump into what happened this week in gaming. The big news is obviously the developers direct coming out of Xbox. We had 5 games showcased. One of them we did already know, Secrets of Mana. But right now I got Avowed up on the screen. What are people's initial thoughts about the Xbox Developers Direct as a whole? How are we feeling? Are we excited for Xbox this year? I know I personally am excited to build a civilization and crush everybody else's civilization. I think that was one of the big highlights.
Sorry.
And then obviously people are going to want to jump into Indiana Jones and talk about that. But the graphic fidelity out of Hellblade was obviously amazing. But let's hear everyone's thoughts. What's going on? How did you feel about the developer direct? Well, there's so many people. Let's jump in scrimmage style. I don't know. We'll start with Cowboy then up at the top. What's going on? How did you feel?
You know what? The only bit of it I seen was when I jumped in your show. So I still didn't get a chance to watch it. But the Indiana Jones that I seen from your show, the graphics look pretty good. I made a comment in Discord. Some people wanted to kill me. I said this might be the best looking Xbox game this year. But it looked pretty cool. And I think I was shocked that they went with first person for Indiana Jones. But I think it actually is probably a welcome. It feels fresh being that it's first person, even though I thought it should be third person. So I will go back and watch it because the game I'm looking forward to the most for Xbox is Hellblade 2. So I do want to see what they showed of it. But yeah, thanks for getting my take on it.
Absolutely. Wilson. Any okay, Wilson's still in the bog. He'll be joining us
On the
shortly
ball. How
after.
dare you?
Oh no,
How
he's died. He's there.
dare
He's there.
you? All right, okay.
You
Let me
know,
just
you
get
know,
all
with
right.
all right.
Hello,
Well,
are
it's
we
having
here?
some. Yeah, we're here.
Are
We're
we
here
here?
live. We're here in live.
Okay. Okay, we're live, so that means get more professional, David. Come on.
We're doing it
Please.
live.
What
Your
game we
thoughts,
talking? Are we just talking the whole thing, or?
initial impressions on Developers Direct? I gave my little overview. What were you feeling? How? Let's see if it's.
I enjoyed it. Everything was fun. Everything looked really enjoyable. There was that one anime game kind of halfway through that more than anything felt like a break for me. I didn't really care for that one. But other than that, everything looked really, really good. I was hoping we would see 1 or 2 more surprises, but they told us we wouldn't. So that's just me having my hopes up for no good reason. What were the 3 things that really stood out? Ara, Avowed. I always loved the look of Avowed, but it looks a lot better now. And Indiana Jones. I haven't seen a single film, but that show yesterday got me super excited for the game. Super excited.
Excellent, man. I think that was quite the Xbox answer. I like everything, but we'll move on to Maker down the line. How did you feel about the developer direct and initial impressions? And of course, anybody jump in if you disagree or want to share some thoughts. Callie, thanks for jumping on in. And of course, we're open to everyone. This is a community podcast. We're sitting here. It's a scrum. We're talking about everything that we thought about the Xbox Developers Direct. Maker, initial thoughts.
For me, I thought it was good. I think all the games I'm gonna be playing at some point and trying out at the very least, where Hellblade and I think Indiana Jones really shone through the developer direct, and I look forward to playing both of those for sure.
Yeah, we're waiting for Maker to say "Rip Xbox," right? Nah.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
Nad,
Yes.
some initial impressions. How were you feeling after the Xbox Developers Direct? Was there a certain game you wanted to jump into after?
I think Hellblade is going to be the main one. I think everybody's going to look forward for that game. I personally didn't get that excited for Xbox. Again, it's a developer insight of like what's coming out, what they've been working on. So it's very early, like early of what we can see about Indiana Jones. And I'll take the point from Vet. He's probably gonna mention it, but like Indiana Jones, some part looked like Wolfenstein. Like they're fighting the Nazi and stuff like that. And again, it's Bethesda. They're gonna reuse some asset and stuff. Hellblade, it has its original like kind of a game. I don't think they reuse a lot of stuff in there, but that's my point of it. And Mana, Legend of Mana, I think funny enough, David Wilson was saying like, what's this cartoon game? It's just like going
Yeah.
back in back in the like what it used to be, and then it just added a 3D effect, I think. That's going to be an interesting game to play, I think, more on your phone online or something like that, because I don't think it's going to be a powerhouse of a game. But yeah, that's my take. I think overall it was a good show. It was. I'm happy that Xbox do that, or like I think there should be more console doing that, looking at what they've been working on and what's to come. So then when they do the big reveal, we have an idea already, and the community can say like, I don't like this part of it, so they can change it before the game release, right?
Yeah, excellent. Good thoughts there. SPG, what were you thinking while you were watching the Xbox developers direct? Some thoughts.
Well, the first thing that came to mind after it was all over was that it was a pretty decent showing. And what I mean by that is I don't think there's anything shocking or revolutionary that they showed, maybe besides indie, but there was a little something for everyone in there. If you were an RPG guy, there was something for you. If you were an action guy, there was something in there for you. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I think what stole the show was the Indiana Jones a little bit. Not only did they nail the IP, but they made it feel like a movie. Like who knows how it'll actually turn out when you put your hands on it. But it was pretty significant, I thought, of how well they nailed the atmosphere of Indiana Jones. Super happy to play that. And then Avowed really struck me. It looked like a advanced Skyrim in a sense. And interested to see how that plays out. Obsidian is really
Can I just
good
say
at.
as well, SPG, didn't you hate the look of Avowed when we last saw it like 6 months ago?
Yeah,
you basically write it off back then.
Yeah. Well, the teaser showed a realistic arrow being shot, and then it went through a whole bunch of realistic environments. And and then when they showed us, it all looked very bright and fluorescent colors, and it looked cartoony. They dulled that down a bit and made it more realistic, which I'm very happy about. But very excited for those two titles. That's probably my biggest takeaway.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for sharing. And that's the kind of thing we want to see. David Wilson, anybody in the panel, feel free to just jump in, challenge ideas, or build off other people's ideas. This is a Scrum sort of idea. I don't want it to be completely rigid. But that being said, next on the list, Rock.
Oh, snap.
So here's the thing.
What were your impressions?
Well,
yes.
See, for a little while now, I've been struggling with the Game Pass games. They've just not been the kind of games that I like. They're great games, and for most people, I'm just a picky old bugger. But I loved the look of the games in the Developers Direct. So Avowed looks really good. Interestingly, first person, there seems to be a move back towards first person. I've just played Avatar, Tiny Tina's Wonderland, and what was the third one? Oh, I went back and played some Far Cry Primal, all first person, and I haven't played first person for the longest time. So seeing Indiana Jones: The Great Circle and I can't remember if Hellblade 2 is first. It's kind of a very tight third person, isn't it? It's like
right over the shoulder.
Right, yeah, really tight, which I actually really like as well. So Avowed, Hellblade, Senua's Saga, even Visions of Mana I thought looked quite interesting. Ara, History Untold, that looked I mean, I love history, so anything like that is up my street. And then, of course, the old pièce de résistance, Indiana Jones. And not a massive fan of the films, I have to say, but I'm loving the look of the game. I know,
unsubbing.
but
I'm unsubbing.
it's an age thing.
Well, we're definitely not going to see Shia LaBeouf make an appearance in the Great Circle, I
Oh,
think.
thank
No.
What about the Great Beyond? Oh no, I'm just kidding.
Well, thanks for sharing. Squids, how did you feel about the Developers Direct? Did you get a chance to wrap your tentacles around it? Any games that you're excited for?
That sounded weird.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, mainly, you know me, the JRPGs. I gotta get into those. It's nice seeing a lot more of them coming here a lot sooner than later. Because as you guys all know, like usually the game is like it comes out in Japan for X amount of years before, and then it finally gets the U.S. version or English version. So it's nice to see Visions of Mana and Square kind of bring stuff from the forefront right out the gates instead of it being region locked. And then the Sonoa Saga, of course, got to beat the first one still. Almost, I got like the last bit of it. And then Indiana Jones, of course, just very excited about that because who doesn't want to be Indiana Jones? That's like everyone growing up in my age loved.
I mean, I
Indiana
loved
Jones.
Indy growing up.
Yeah.
Little Run. What was his name? Shortstop. Was it Shortstop or
I forgot
the kid.
Shortstop.
Remember in the third movie?
Shortstop.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Shortstop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shortstop. He had the wood shoe.
Oh.
He had the wood block on his foot.
Make
What?
Chaos, I think it was his name.
Yeah, he has. He had
Yeah,
the,
dude.
the
A
wood
little
block
like
on his shoe, so he could hit the gas on the car.
You mean short
Oh
round?
my god.
short round. That's what it is. Not
Short
shortstop. Short
rounds.
round.
Short round, short circle. I don't. What are we talking
Same.
about?
And
That
who
must be why it's a
doesn't
circle.
who doesn't remember the scene where the guy ripped the heart out of the dude's chest?
Oh yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, there's so
That's-
many iconic moments, and they're
Do we
literally
know what he
creating
said,
this
though?
game like a new movie. And I feel like it's going to be
Right.
it have those iconic moments in it as well that people are going to latch onto.
Does it relate to any of the previous movies or to the new movie that's just came out, or is it kind of standalone, like a different universe as Indiana Jones?
They didn't really
No,
say.
no. Actually,
Yeah.
they did say that it takes place between, I think, Temple of Doom and.
Raiders.
Oh, okay,
No,
so
no, no, no.
it's the
Temple.
Indiana
Listen,
Jones that we
listen.
all know and love.
Listen,
the
let me
Raiders
are
educate
trying
you.
to
Let me
get to.
educate you. The Temple of Doom is a prequel. The Temple of
Yeah,
Doom
yeah.
is a prequel, so it's between
Right.
Raiders and the Last Crusade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because I was about
Well-
to say with the characters in there already given, kind of definitely leads to that last arc.
Man,
Mhm.
you guys sound like you watched these movies recently. I haven't watched them in like 40 years, man. I'm like, who
Well, I haven't
remembers
even
all
watched
this
them.
stuff?
I need to get caught up
Yeah,
before the
watching
game
the
comes out.
Anthony, did you say 40 years or 4?
I'm like, man, who remembers all this stuff? I didn't even see the last one, but I'm kind of
You
like
must have
Brock.
been there
I'm kind of like Brock. Like I was a big fan of them when I was young, and I'm kind of
Were you
old
there?
now. So I'm like, man,
Yeah,
that's
we
that's
know.
cool that y'all know so much about Indiana Jones. Were y'all watching like two years ago or something?
Hey,
Hey,
Anthony,
Anthony, were you there for the opening night of each of those movies?
I don't think so.
Hey, I just remember those moments because they're iconic moments. But
Yeah, they definitely are.
going down the list, I got Ray the Gaming Cyborg. What were
Yo,
your
yo, yo.
impressions of the Xbox Developers Directs? What did you feel about it? Tell the people.
Oh, dude, I was hyped about Indy. I was hyped about I mean, the show looks great, but I'm not gonna get caught up in the hype. I've learned from 2021, 2022, 2023 that
2027.
videos and
It's
games
2077.
until launch day, until you actually play the game. I've seen like Todd. Don't forget Todd Howard is a producer of one of the games, so I'm excited. But for me, when the game comes out and I can play the game, then I will truly decide. But from the eyes, looked amazing, and the show looked amazing. Thank you.
did Todd Howard said before that like his last game or his last IP would be Starfield, but now he's making that game? Is that considered a new IP.
I don't think he ever said that it was going to be the last.
Oh
IP.
yeah, he said that. He's like,
How-
Starfield's gonna be my last.
One of the
Todd
last.
also, he
right?
also
One of the
yeah.
last.
Todd says a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Todd says a lot of stuff, man. Todd
Yeah,
says
he
a lot
does
of
say a
stuff.
lot of stuff. He does. I was going to say, how involved with this do we know that he's going to be? Did he say he was one of the producers of it? Because when I saw his
Executive.
face attached to all the trailers,
And
I got
honestly,
scared.
Executive
I got
producer.
real scared.
executive producer, and honestly, ever since I watched Family Guy, or is it The Simpsons? Executive producer, I've been told that they don't do much. So I'm
Yeah,
not
it
worried.
doesn't
No, they
mean anything.
just
It
like
doesn't have
pass
to
the
mean
paper through.
anything.
All right,
Just
it
standing
goes
there.
through. Send the episode. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Send the
But
game.
what were your
Oh, yes,
impressions
yes.
of the developer direct? How did you feel about it?
I'm excited for some of the games. Anything that had puzzles didn't really pique my interest. I'm cautiously optimistic about the Wolfenstein. I mean, sorry, the Indiana Jones game. It to me it looks like Wolfenstein with Indiana Jones DLC added in. You put the Indiana Jones skin pack or the mod in. But I want to see it when it gets released. I don't think it's coming out until 2025. I think that's why they purposely they listed it as 2024. I think you'll see it sometime, probably first quarter of next year, in my opinion. I'm excited for the Civilization style game, but that's because I'm going to dominate and world domination is in my blood. So I can't wait for that one. The whatever. I was thinking more like who was the French leader or Genghis Khan? People like that. Napoleon.
Oh,
Napoleon?
jeez, man.
Napoleon.
Jeez.
I was thinking more Napoleon and no, not Napoleon.
Napoleon. What?
Yeah,
the-
and Genghis Khan. Type world
He churched that
domination.
up a little bit.
I did. I had to French it up some.
Or you
Hey,
can
if
get
I-
Gandhi. Remember Gandhi was like the first one to nuke
Yeah.
nuclear bomb.
But no, I played every version of Civilization that has been released, so I'm excited for anything that is similar to that. So that definitely got my interest, and it's a historical thing, so I love that stuff anyways. The Hellblade 2, I'll watch other people before I jump into something like that. But yeah, otherwise I think it was a pretty good one. There were like I said, there were like 3 games that piqued my interest. Otherwise, some of the other smaller stuff I didn't really care about.
Well, Ninja has an interesting point, and that is how musically inclined he is. He says Legends of Mana is awesome, composed by the same musician as Kingdom of Hearts. So, Callie, you would know this recently
Ah.
playing the game. But the thing is, around
Nice.
three quarters of the game, you have to revisit the world, and there's no direction. So I hope they fix sort of your path and how to get through things. And I'm sure they do in the updates. They look at those points and they'll perhaps add different guidance abilities for you to get through. So everyone's had a little share on the Xbox Developers
Callie?
Direct.
Callie, hold on,
Callie jumping into the
Callie,
show. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, Ray. I do appreciate
Not a
that.
problem.
Callie,
Not a problem, brother.
how were your thoughts? What are your favorite, pullaways, takeaways from the developer direct? Some standout games for you. How did you feel?
Honestly, I was going in excited for 2 games, and 3 is how at the end of that. Is it Ara? At first, never heard of it. And then Civilization kind of turned me off. But watching the gameplay and everything made me think Age of Empires, and I thought maybe like BG3, if I gave it a chance, I might like it.
Mine's
Nice.
kind too.
And then Indiana Jones, I've always
Yeah.
been an Indiana Jones fan, so being in first person, the first ever first person game that I know of for an Indiana Jones game, and then with the aspects of Wolfenstein too, I like how they put it. Someone put that out there, but yeah, that's a good comparison. I'm excited for that too.
So I have
any
a
other
good
games multiplayer?
Yeah, we have
Sorry?
Aurora. Aurora is a multiplayer game.
Yes.
I'm not saying it right.
Arua, isn't it Ara? A-R-A,
Ara.
wasn't it?
Our
Yeah.
Alright, that's great.
Ara.
Aurora.
Like Google's Project R, if any of you remember that, the modular cell phone that they cancelled out on.
Yes, I remember that.
Oh, I forgot about that.
They
Well,
Oh
bought
man,
I'm
I
gonna
was so
Frankie
hyped for
and
that until they cancelled it.
yeah.
I'm gonna gear a question towards Maker, but really it's to the whole audience. I just know Maker is probably at the teeth ready with this one. What didn't you like about this Xbox Developers Direct? What's something that stood out as a disappointment? Something that maybe let you down in the Developers Direct?
Avowed a little bit.
Yeah. For me, I'd say Avowed. Of the NPC interactions just didn't look that great.
Oof, yeah. On Avowed, those NPCs worried me. It looked very
Yeah,
Skyrim-esque, right, or
And then some of
Starfield-esque,
the
just
fighting a little bit,
in-game.
animation too.
I would say though, like, but to
Mhm.
me, a part of it's like I think they're still gonna be good just because like I have faith in Obsidian. Like I like a lot of their games. You know, Pentiment that they just came out with. They Grounded was another game that they released. Outer Wilds or not Outer Wilds. Outer Worlds was another one before that. So
Was that all the
Fallout
same
New
people who were
Vegas.
making this one?
I think it's the same team that do Outer
Yeah.
Worlds, but
Yeah, I could see that. I could see it because it's very
because
Outer Worlds-y,
RPG.
isn't it, in how
the
it's
same
made?
Yeah.
studio. It's the same studio falling under Microsoft, right? So,
Mhm.
and they did Fallout New Vegas, and that was a big. It was very liked, and then a lot of the community wanted Obsidian to do another Fallout just because of that,
Hmm.
because they did a
Mhm.
so good job. So
Yeah.
again, like it's the developers, it's the like they just show like where they're at. I don't I expect that they gonna make it a little bit better at the end. So hopefully they're gonna change some stuff to make it better, make it more interesting.
It
So
just
yeah.
looks like a ESO 2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
and the
not
one
gonna
thing
lie.
the one thing I can say about Avowed is that they went out of their way to say, look at how much you can change the world and how your decisions impact the world. And then they showed a cutscene
Mhm.
where you could kill a guy or let him go home. That
Yeah.
wasn't the greatest way to show or represent that. But I'm in the minority here. The only thing that disappointed me, and it's just because of my personal opinion, was Hellblade. Hellblade is a beautiful, very technically innovative game. I don't like puzzles. I like the combat. I played the first one a little bit, but I really didn't like the puzzles. So I loved seeing the eye candy, but I don't think I'm going to actually play through that game unless they change some of the format of it. And I
Oh,
don't think
wow.
they'll do that. So
I wanted
I
some
feel
more
like
Hellblade. I didn't get enough Hellblade.
I feel like games years ago had harder puzzles. Like I remember Resident Evil was like, man, your brain would go crazy with them puzzles, but I used to love them. I feel like the puzzles nowadays are a lot like you play something like the God of War, and it's a little more safe than the puzzles of God of War back in the day. So I feel like maybe Hellblade puzzles won't be that much to your not liking. My only thing I didn't like, I won't say I didn't like, but I still feel Indiana Jones will be better for me as a third person. So that's because that's the only really game I've seen. So that's my only dislike. Like if I had my way,
I
I would
was
still
thinking
say
of you.
make it third
I
person.
was thinking of you when they were showing all these first person games, and I know you're a third person game, and so I was like, man, a lot of people are just not gonna they're not down for it for upping your
I mean,
face,
Yeah.
like
you
if
know.
I if I had a preference, I do love first person games, but I'm real particular with my first person game. You know.
Gotcha, gotcha.
And
Can I ask you,
Rock.
Rue, how you felt? Because you hate first person, don't you? You're
Oh
not a
yeah.
fan of it at all, aren't you, Rue?
Like Destiny
Um,
2.
I
I
know, but
feel
he's explained his Stockholm syndrome about that one before.
yeah.
he came
So
around. He came around to Cyberpunk though.
I did. The story was incredibly compelling. The abilities are very cool. I do take appreciation to some FPS. It's just not what I'm drawn to. I enjoy the over-the-shoulder camera experience. I enjoy seeing the costumes and the aesthetics of my character, and I feel like combat is easier when I can see behind me or the different angles. There's aspects to it that are drawing me more towards third person than first person. And when I saw the Indiana Jones first person, it changed it to not a day one for me. And so that is a definite takeaway that I had from that aspect. The only day one for me would have been Hellblade and Aurora to try to get ahead of you guys, because now we have some sort of civilization competition where the Pink Taco universe needs to conquer all. But I want to ask.
That's not going to happen.
I want to ask Rock. What was your maybe letdown? Was there a studio or a game maybe you were more excited to see that you didn't get to see? Let me know maybe a little bit of your letdown on the Xbox Developers Direct, or maybe you loved it all.
Yeah, no, I don't think I had any letdown, to be honest, because firstly, I loved Hellblade 1. It's one of my definitely top 20 games of all time. And I've been watching the development of that since the studio was first purchased. And I think it looks amazing. I really do. Plus, I'm quite an old fan of first person, so I don't have an issue with the fact that the Indiana Jones games is first person. And it looks really good. So, no, I think, I look at this from the perspective of a Game Pass subscriber, and am I going to be getting value in the coming months? And there were definitely games, I felt there were at least 3 or 4 games that I'm really looking forward to playing, which for me justifies the price. So no, I was well happy. No letdowns at all.
To that tune, Rock, the value added, I think it compares to last year's a lot better. I mean, does anyone remember Xbox Developer Direct from last year?
I do. No,
Yes.
no, I don't.
It was pretty poor.
A lot better.
I
Yeah,
don't
it was
remember.
good
Hi-Fi Rush
fall.
times better. 10
Starfield,
times better. 10
Minecraft
times
Legends. I think there was like one game that was good. Forza Motorsport.
Forza.
Because that one
That's a
came,
big show.
yeah, that one
Forza,
came out at the end of the year
Starfield.
and blew accessibility out the water. But last year's Developer Direct was kind of a flop for Xbox, so I think it's at least improved on last year, value-wise.
Wasn't the previous one though a bunch of titles were further out? They were showing us stuff that we weren't even getting our hands on for relatively like a long time.
I don't think that was the Developer
Yeah.
Direct. That was the thing in June, right? The June or the July one, which
Yeah, that
was
was
like
their
all the stuff that we're
showcase.
looking at now.
Okay,
Yeah.
There's been a lot of
That was the July showcase. Hmm.
Yeah,
I
it was
wanna-
E3.
I want to give a big shout out to everybody in chat. Thank you for coming out, chatting it up. You guys are awesome. Thanks for joining us on this Friday Scrum panel. It means the world to us. So thanks for being out there. You guys are awesome. You make this super cool to do. So cheers to you guys. And sorry we can't get to all of you, but you guys are saying some awesome things in chat out there. But yeah,
Yeah, that
let's
chat is
get
popping.
to it. Yeah. Now, Squids, did you want to see something that you didn't get to see? Did you miss out on something? What was there something in there?
I just want them to make more Monster Hunter games or another prototype or more JRPGs. But I mean,
More JRPGs. Secret of Mana
more,
wasn't enough, eh?
this one. So there's different types, right? Like this one's more of a action
it's
RPG
action.
and like a little bit turn-based, but more the combat's different than the turn-based that most people do. Not most people, I guess, a select few. Like I know people don't like turn-based, but I like turn-based a lot for my JRPG taste. But I do like action. Like I do play, of course, Monster Hunter and a few other JRPGs like that. But I don't know. This one, it's gonna be cool, but I want to see more games. Maybe like if they poured in more of their older games that were on like Famicom or something that never made it to an English system or something like that. See some more of that stuff. Maybe more Dragon Quest stuff if we can. Those types of games. But nothing against the Mana universe or anything. But that's, I guess, my only stickler point on the things I wish I could see more of. I mean, it is summer, so who knows what's going to be, before or after that point, JRPG wise. But I don't know. I just, like I said, I'm a big sucker for those games. Maybe like if they could do Chrono Trigger, like a big Chrono Trigger big re-release of that. I mean, they did the other Mana series and stuff like that, but why not Chrono Trigger and a few other great games like that. They did a Pixel remaster of Final Fantasy. you know, I can kind of go on more with that stuff, but it's just
Yeah, you're a fan of the genre.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Cowboy. Thank you for coming into chat, sharing your point of view. We always appreciate you. And Cowboy, King of Entertainment, is on during the week, so be sure to catch his show. Check out his channel. But yes, more JRPGs. Squids is telling the people. Absolutely. I'm sure you
Remake
Haven't beat
Chrono Trigger, damn
Octopath
it.
Traveler 2, though,
Yeah.
in all the ways you can beat it. So I'm sure you still got that
Make-
on your backlog.
Yep,
That's
that
an
make
amazing
Octopath
game.
Traveler 3, make Bravely Default 3, and I'll be happy. And then Pokemon, keep making Pokemon like Call of Duty. Instead of making Call of Duty every year, make a Pokemon game every year. And
Well,
that
I
would-
mean, come on.
Nice.
It's sidetracking a little bit. I'm excited for Pal World.
yeah. I do want to play
Well,
Pokemon Fortnite.
Already
So that's gonna be sick.
370K
Yeah.
people on Steam right
Hold on,
now.
hold on. So speaking of Pal World, there's already been has sold over 1 million copies in 8 hours since release.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness.
Wow,
Yeah, that's-
GG's.
Right, did
they
anyone see
just-
the statement they put out on Twitter though, saying, "Don't worry, guys, this is not a scam"? Did that concern any of you?
No.
Well,
Did anyone
Apparently,
see?
people are saying it's good. Like I've watched a little bit of
I
gameplay.
hope it's good.
last
I
night,
hope
that's
it's good. I
more
just
than-
saw that was
Maker-
posted like
Maker-
yesterday or the day before, and I'm like, okay.
Maker. Apparently, I mean, 1 million people in 8 hours. I mean, 1 million copies in 8 hours is, I think, a little more than just some people think it's good. I think that kind of solidified it.
I was actually reading, like, it has a higher concurrent player count than like Destiny 2 has ever reached. That's insane to me.
Wow.
Well, I remember
Wow.
yesterday.
The test
I
is
was sure yesterday. Elder Scrolls
Maker.
Online reached a peak of 49,000. So
Yeah, but the
it's
test
been better
is-
than Elder Scrolls ever did.
Check the numbers in a month. That's the test.
Yeah,
Well said.
That's true. That's very true.
100%.
It
Because
could die
remember,
off
that-
super fast.
Well, remember Palea? That was another one that had huge popularity and then fizzled out within a month.
Party Animals. Party Animals had a bit of a fizzle.
There were
Anyone
a
remember
lot of
that?
these games.
3 months ago.
Something I wanted to see from that wasn't there, and it's not their fault. I mean, they weren't ready to show it or whatever, but Bethesda is going to be releasing Fallout 3 remake or remaster, and they're going to do the same for Oblivion. And I believe what they did is they're using a experimental set of tools that's called RTX Remix, and I think they're going in to rebuild their game with that. Now, I could be totally wrong that they're not using that, but we should have gotten those tools released to everyone earlier than anticipated, and it's just now about to be released for us to all to mess with. And what the
And
RTX
just for
Remix...
clarification, I was going to say,
let me tell you what it is.
It's a powerful tool, right? It's a really powerful tool.
Yeah, what it does is it allows you to add. It allows you to add new character models, new textures, and you can totally rebuild an old game. And they when they showed the remix tools, they showed Morrowind getting modded. But shortly after that, they announced that Fallout 3 was getting a remaster or a remake, whichever, and so is Oblivion. So I was hoping to see something of that. Sadly, we didn't, though. But we will by the summer, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It would. I do think it would be if they do like a spring little showcase thing. I definitely think dropping something like that as like a fun little thing to play would be smart. But I don't think we'll see it until summer, and they'll make a big splash about it. And
Well, I've been wondering something recently, right? Xbox has been picking up a lot of big studios, yeah, with like Bethesda, with Activision, all this type of stuff. I wonder if they're going to split up their show. Oh, they have, really? Has anyone noticed?
I haven't.
But I wonder if they're going to start splitting their showcases up into smaller divisions, like their Bethesda showcase, like an Activision showcase, and having them at separate points of the year. I feel like it might be one of the tactics that they go for, because we didn't see a lot from any of their bigger studios today, did we? I mean, we saw the people who did Avowed. They're a somewhat big studio. Obsidian, that's the one. But everyone else, they're all kind of smaller in-house Xbox ones. There was none of the
it's
bigger
been
names,
that way.
right?
It's been that way since COVID and since E3 died a horrible death.
You don't want to show all your cards at
RIP3.
the table.
I
You
don't-
don't
I
want to
don't-
show all your cards. You don't want to show all your
But
cards.
there was so many things that we all could have wanted to see yesterday, right? Like Fable, like Halo, like
agree.
Gears
I
of War.
agree.
So many things that was kind of just
What
left
will
left
we have in
unmentioned.
spring? What will we have in summer? What will we have in winter? So I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Are you?
Yeah,
feel like
I
the
think
seems
that's the
already
whole
pretty
point. Is like
I just
it's
felt like chiming in.
to give
No,
you
it's okay. I
a,
just felt like chiming in.
is to give you a little roadmap of like this is what you have to look forward to this year. Like I don't think that they need to have all of it just in case they need to push something back or you know if something doesn't look quite ready. But I think having them all readily available to be put into each of these rather than just segmenting them helps, because then you can have like let's say something gets pushed back and then you no longer have enough to really show a Bethesda showcase. You can supplement it with something from your other teams that maybe has something that's closer to launch, right? That's where I think, yeah, that's where I think I don't think splitting them up is the best.
So what do you think we're going to see on the showcase then? Are they just going to show us Fable again? Are we going to get more updates to Microsoft Flight Sim? Like, I guess
well, I
there'll
mean,
be...
Yeah, State of Decay. You know, they didn't show
well,
nothing
there's
from
That's true.
the coalition has been quiet, which like I expect at least like a Gears announcement over the summer.
Oh yeah.
Well, has there been any news on the future of Halo other than the update on Infinite's multiplayer? Because I don't think they've made any official announcements about that yet, right? But Halo's obviously not dead in the water. It's their biggest IP.
Yeah, Halo Infinite, it's been work on. They have they do some sort of community what do you call it? A little bit like what Destiny does with the Twid, this week in Destiny. They do something similar for Halo, because my wife play Halo like religious, like she's just like play that all the time.
Yeah. Didn't
And
you say
then,
like last year she won some championship or something?
yeah, she playing in tournament all the time. So she's in a Discord group, a multiple Discord group where they do tournament for fun and also like just they have prize money and stuff like that. So there's still a community out there playing it. Some change they did. They changed some game type where like you used to start with the battle rifle. Now you don't start with that anymore. So they changing a little bit the way the game is, improving it every time. The main thing they're working on right now is the server, because they have an issue since the beginning of Halo Infinite is there's like some latency issue between all the player, and it's not even because of the connection of the player. Some people have like great connection, but their ping is like 200, and it has to do with their server. So they like working to that. They have some test server so people can jump in and test it, so they can like identify all those issues. So they've been working on it. 343 has been like very good to maintain that, because that was an issue they had for long, is that no one I didn't feel like 343 was like taking care of the community, but now they're like stepping up and want to fix the game to make it better, because they notice that like people are just leaving. The community is getting smaller, and it sucks because it's a Halo game. It has like a big IP. Since Bungie let it go to 343, it kind of went downhill. But hopefully they can fix this. So.
Well, Halo Infinite or Halo is a fantastic IP, but the franchise is not in the best position right now.
Exactly. That's the issue.
I would say to me, Halo Infinite was better than probably 4 or 5 for me, but I definitely think that they didn't have a strong roadmap for their multiplayer, which hurt them.
Yes, exactly.
It was like a half-assed live service.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
they also
a
abandoned half of their original roadmap for Infinite, right? I mean, originally they were going to expand on the campaign, their co-op campaign and solo campaign, and they end up pivoting and saying, actually, no, we're not sure about that. We're just going to focus on our multiplayer seasons. They did that like 2 or 3 months after they updated and added the co-op availability to the campaign. So
Well,
there
we
was a
have
lot of people who were peeved off
yeah,
a while ago with them.
a lot. Even with the PvP, we have a friend named
Mhm.
Dismal who took that and was very competitive in it, and he would get grouped and then lose his score or whatever his
oh
ranking,
yeah, his
you know,
ranking, yeah.
due to horrible matchmaking and stuff.
Yeah, sometime like so they change it so if you start a game and someone quit in your team and then say it's for sure a loss, you're for sure gonna lose point. The person that quit will be the one dropping in ranking, and then everybody else within the team, if they decide to quit, then they don't lose any ranking. So they changed some of that, which is good. I'm quite happy that they modify slightly because they know sometime a person will get kicked out and it's not because the person's leaving, it's because the game has an issue. So like that's why sometimes you'll see that, but I'm pretty happy that they listen to the community and they go in that direction. So that's the feel I have.
Hey, I wanted to maybe transition a bit something as we move towards the end there, but as a gamer, as a GFN ambassador, what I think was missing from the developers direct, and maybe Rock, you can speak to this as well, is I wanted to know these games were going to be on GFN because that's what's important to me. I wanted the highest cloud fidelity for these Game Pass games. Do you think the way they release the information through the ambassadors, through that technique, is perhaps better than just telling people up front at these developers directs that it will be available on GFN? Do you think that'll be a way they continue to do this, or will we see a partnership where perhaps the GFN logo is incorporated in Xbox and in these developers directs as well?
I think people forget that part of getting that EA deal through was that they had to spread the cloud love across quite a few partners. So, of course, there was Boosteroid, but there were others as well. So, I think they're probably juggling a bit at the moment. I think undoubtedly GeForce will win out in terms of who's the major partner. But equally, of course, Ubisoft as well have got the rights to provide some of those games, Boosteroid and others. So I think it's difficult for them right now to favor one partner over another. And we're certainly seeing any games that come to GeForce now, typically they're also available via Boosteroid. So I think over time they will win out, and I would personally love to see a whole slew of other partners through, other publishers becoming partners with GeForce or Boosteroid or both, and others. So just basically saying, you know what, you guys have cornered the market in cloud. This is absolutely the way to go, and we're going to submit our catalog for the coming decade or 5 years or whatever, purely with these guys. So I think that's the way to go. I don't know whether Xbox is going to be able to promote one partner over another yet, because they're spreading that one out there. But yeah, it's great to see. And what's really cool as well is because initially I wasn't sure how many games would be transitioned, whether it was all lip service to get the deal through. But every single week that goes by, every month, there's a whole ton of Xbox games, PC Xbox games, and all of the latest catalog, all the new catalog seems to be making its way across as well. So I think that's a fantastic thing to see. And it's moving us towards a future where cloud is no longer an option. It's just, if you want to go cloud, you go this way, and nobody debates it. Everybody accepts it, and it's an approved and totally justified way of playing your games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I
I
think
mean,
I think Xbox may be playing a dangerous game because if somebody jumps over to GFN and gets that fidelity off of a 4080, it's vastly different than a console experience. David can attest to that.
Oh yeah.
Can you,
Vastly
Wilson?
different. I
Can you?
love my GFN when I can use it. I really do. One thing though is they really do need to make an Xbox native app because I've not had good access to it until I had a PC. And even when I had my Samsung TV and I was using the Samsung Gaming Hub app, because of my current TV, it didn't work anywhere near as good as the PC version. So they've still got work to do, GFN. But I mean, they've came a long way over the few years that they've existed, right?
But
Cloud
that's the
gaming has came a
tightrope.
long way.
That's the tightrope that they're going to have to walk because if they promote GFN, they're promoting a stronger service, in my opinion.
Yeah. hmm But it's also a more expensive one, so it all
No,
depends
it
on
is.
how that promotion
Yeah.
goes about. I mean, does anyone have any comments? Right, when did it happen? Like a week or two ago, the GFN announcement of daily memberships.
day passes.
What?
Yeah,
Yep.
Day
And
passes. Yeah, that
not
was an
only that, Wilson,
expensive pass, man.
here's some news as well. The free tier is now sold out in North America.
How do you sell out of a free tier? It's what?
Exactly.
What?
What?
Sounds like
How-
it's
how-
a marketing genius at work.
Well, let me see. Is there any other news? I'm
Oh,
trying to
Yes,
understand how that
Vet.
works.
I wanted to leave you a little bit of time here. Did you want to go over some news you had regarding Shadow or any other cloud services you got going on in your wheelhouse? Do you have a couple minutes to share that?
Well, Shadow's got some news. Let me pull it up. One of the things they've been doing is migrating. They've been doing a massive migration and storage update for those in Europe. So anybody that was utilizing Shadow in Europe, it literally was only affecting people on the Infinite and Expert plans, which I don't know what those are, but I think they're phasing those out. From what I was told, the migration of the Infinite Expert offers is going smoothly. There's a strain on the infrastructure due to the read-write activity. The impact will decrease over time, and I think they said it should be done by Saturday evening in Paris. They're also enhancing doing a storage enhancement. So they've been shifting to a unified storage system to get for last gen offerings where they can go to a ZFS format infrastructure, and they're also bringing a game store. Will be coming soon. So Shadow's going to be introducing a game store offering cheapest legally possible. So we're not going to like other sources. I'm not going to name what they are, but I'm sure SPG knows what I'm talking about. Deals on the market exclusive to Shadow PC customers. And they would start by adjusting the price of 2 existing games to like 18 euros, followed by another 50 titles in the pipeline. So it'll be kind of interesting to see where that goes as well. I still haven't heard anything from Boostroid on a 4K. From what I've been told,
they announced something today.
Yes, they did announce something. Their CEO dropped an announcement of saying that was basically going over the recent service issues, and you know how like everybody has been trying to riot and boycott the service because of the ungodly long queues that have affected basically all of Europe. All he mentioned was that they're working on it and that they are going to compensate everyone that has suffered from that with a fair resolution, but you'll get a private message from them on what the specifics and everything will be.
Sorry that I hadn't heard about that. What boycott / riots was going on? Like, could you just what happened there?
If you're in their Discord, I mean, people between the Boostroid Discord and their Reddit subreddit or whatever it's called have been like they've just basically been trying to get it canceled, the whole service canceled, threatening class action lawsuits. They've been threatening to get saying that I think there was talk of them trying to get the CMA involved because most of it is people that are just think that they're entitled to it should just work. If they pay $10 a month, it should just work, and they need it right now. It's an entitlement thing, I think, is more
we
than
we
it is
played
anything else.
Cali streamed Lethal Company with no issues. I've
I,
streamed.
yeah,
had no
you
issues.
two have
But I mean,
watched.
look,
And
we're all cloud
but
gamers, right? We're all cloud
Right.
gamers here.
We're
We
all
know how
exactly
the
that.
cloud works. All right, it's
right.
not
I waited.
totally
Right.
reliable. It's great when
Right.
it works, but it's
Right.
hit and miss sometimes because it's
But
new technology. It's cutting edge, and when
well,
something's cutting edge, some things fall off that edge.
exactly. There are thousands and thousands of variables that can affect the
Mhm.
outcome, and that goes for every
Yeah.
cloud service: PlayStation, Xbox.
Yeah, I was
Shadow,
playing
Zoom,
Miles
all
Hundred
of these
percent.
Morales.
have
My
that.
Xbox doesn't
I've
run
waited
perfect all the time. Hogwarts has shut down on me
waited
over 20
queues.
times.
I've waited instant queues on Xbox.
Now,
Mhm.
now there is
It
some other
happens.
news that 2K just released. That apparently they've been kind of busy in the background because I know I tagged Ray in a couple of things like yesterday or the day before about that
Okay.
they're supposedly making an announcement on WWE 2K24 on the 22nd, but
And
they
speedos.
just released another image. 2K just dropped another image with a for 2K24 with a coffin. So to me, that hints at one person. If you're into wrestling, you would understand. You're not Wilson, so we're not focused. Anthony,
Well,
Anthony,
the tennis fan.
and there's also apparently a new Top Spin tennis game coming out. They just dropped an image that showed 2K24 for the WWE, and Top Spin 2K25 is getting ready to come out. So that's all they left it as. They just said we've been kind of busy lately, and I was like, oh, interesting.
Well, thanks for that update, Vet. I am
Yeah.
going to thank
Definitely.
everybody who came.
Anything from Blacknet?
Ray wants to know. I want to thank everybody in the panel for coming out and providing this excellent experience. I hope everybody in chat appreciated it. I'm going to go through everybody in Discord and just sort of catch up. I'll just quickly go through what you got going on. What's your next stream? What do you got cooking in the pot? And we'll just go down the list so everybody knows what these wonderful people on the panel do. And then we'll close out the show like that. And again, I'm going to thank you guys all at the end. So, Callie, what stream you got going on? Tell us about Lethal Company and when you're going to be doing this. Awesome start. David, what's going on?
There he is.
Sorry. Yeah.
There he is.
So Thursday I'll be streaming some Lethal Company through Boosteroid. Check it out on my YouTube, Callie Drew Voss, and keep an eye out for the announcement on my Twitter. Thank you so much.
All right. And Wilson, what do you have going on yourself?
Nothing. I don't stream. I just like to hang out with all of you guys, so I'll be hanging out in Cyborg City. My final thoughts, just on the Developer Direct. It's a Developer Direct, not a showcase. So there are showcases later through the year that'll show us all the games that we are excited for. So if you didn't see what you were looking for, don't worry about it. It was not a showcase. It was a Developer Direct at the end of the day. But yeah, no. Thanks for having me on, bro. Thanks for having me on. And it was fun hanging out with you all. Loved it today. Had such a blast.
Of course. You know you're awesome to have as well. Maker of Chaos. What's going on with you?
Nothing much. Just catch my news on Twitter, Maker Chaos 12.
Awesome, dude. Thanks for coming out and bringing those facts like you do. Appreciate you, man. Nuds, what's going on Cloud&Console? What do we got cooking?
What we got, so every Thursday we're gonna be playing some Baldur's Gate with yourself and SPG. Anybody that wants to join, we're gonna just like keep going at it. And also tomorrow, like not tomorrow, today at 10 p.m. EST, we're gonna be playing some Destiny 2. Just to see where we at with the story. Like right now, we're gonna hit a lull on that part. And also just watch for any of my stream. I'm probably gonna be streaming some Exo Primal and also some Prince of Persia. And also I'm probably gonna play some Pal World. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stream it because I'm gonna have to use my computer for that. But
Yeah, I'm in that
definitely
same
gonna
boat.
talk about it. Yeah. And on Sunday we got our podcast, so then we can talk all about it, our experience with Pal World, and so on. So it should be interesting. Make sure to
Awesome, man.
stay on Cloud&Console and watch for us.
Cheers.
Yeah.
SPG, what's going on, dude?
You can find me over at Simply Pwned Gaming, and in an hour, I'm going to be playing some shooty bang bang, some Battlefield. You're welcome to jump in. We have a private server. We can facilitate a whole number of people, and if you tune in, you'll be able to see me get pwned live. It happens.
Wow. So many comments I want to make, but
Yeah.
Rock, what's going on?
Wow, thank you so much for inviting me. It's been amazing just to sit here and hear all your fantastic voices again. I'm taking a little bit of a break at the moment, but hoping to be back in front of the camera in the not too distant future. In the meantime, though, that old reprobate Holtz has taken over my channel on Thursday nights.
Great
And,
show. He did a great job yesterday.
He's such a
unacceptable.
lovely guy. He's such a
He's fired.
tell him that. But
I will. I
thanks,
will.
thanks for inviting me, Rudix. Appreciate it, my friend.
Absolutely, dude. Squids, you are here.
Yeah.
What's going on
Yeah.
the Squids channel? Let us know.
Well, I'm going up north for today, so gonna take a day or two off. I'll be back like late tomorrow night, but other than that, Chill Times with Squids will be back on Cloud Dosage next week too. And then got a couple episodes on my channel, and then the Tuesday evening show for the world famous Planning Squid show, of course. And then I just got Pal World installed. I don't know if I'll be able to play it right now, but because I still have a lot of things to do, but we'll see. And then also just a lot of Monster Hunter and Pokemon, and trying to finish up Baldur's Gate with my brother, trying to coordinate, more time with him and stuff, but my solo guy is almost at the end, so that's gonna be the key part, I guess. Maybe I'll just finish it that way. But
Awesome, man.
yeah, a lot of that stuff going on, and hanging out in Discord. And thank you again for having us all in here, and it's nice to hear everyone's voices as well.
Well, it's my pleasure to have you here. You know it, man. You're always good to chill with. Ray, what's been going on your channel?
Yo,
Let everybody know.
First of all, man, you're killing it. Thank you for running the show in Cyborg City. Thank you to all the guys that joined today on the panel. Tomorrow I will be doing Redfest Saturday night with the Cyborg, and then I am a Boosteroid and GFN partner, and I'll be streaming Sunday Boosteroid, and then Monday I'll be doing GFN. Thank you guys, and have fun with these games. Peace and love and gaming. Bye.
What's been going on your channel? Let the people know.
Not much. I've just been kind of everywhere again, the usual stuff. Tuesdays I've got my mine and Ray's sports show, the amazing Two Defenders, where we defend the fact that Washington will win the Super Bowl next year, and the Vikings will not.
well.
No, but gaming wise, I kind of just doing a little bit of everything again, getting back into the habit of the cloud stuff after resurrecting, the Vet Cloud gaming brand from the dead. So I'm on Twitch, I'm on YouTube, and I'm dabbling in on the TikTok streaming for games and mobile stuff. So I do PC stuff, I'm doing mobile handheld stuff. And then what else do I got? Anything? And then I'm, GFN ambassador, so I'm doing a lot of the GFN stuff. I still dabble in the X Clouds gaming, and I'm a shadow partner, so I will be every stream that I do is logged in via shadow, and then I log in through GFN, so it's just cloud and cloud or cloud on cloud, either way you want to visualize that it's just a cloud inside another cloud, and then just pumping out games.
It's a cloud
and that's
Durkin.
pretty much
We
me.
got it.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
that's the best terminology.
We made it all the way through the stream being serious, fellas, and then we get right to the end.
All right,
I
well,
was my best day. That was
You
my
can't
best
be
behavior.
serious.
I'm gonna pull away, but thank you guys for joining again. I do
Awesome
appreciate
stuff.
it.
Thank you.
What an
Shout out
excellent
to
start to the
Cowboy,
Thanks for
download.
having us, bro.
for hopping on too.
Yeah,
earlier.
shout out
Thank
to
you,
Cowboy
Cheers,
as
everybody.
well. Take care and have a great weekend, everybody. I'm gonna pull up the the giveaway and say goodbye to chat. But thanks again, everyone. All right, everybody, let's do the giveaway. I'm going to do the spin, and then we are going to head on out of here with the credits. So good luck to everybody who will be joining the winner's circle today. Oh, and we got Nads getting another entry in. So he will be joining the winner's circle. Thanks, everybody, for coming out, hanging out on the download. It's really been awesome and special. You can catch us here on Cloud&Console next Friday, where we'll have another roundtable discussing all the greatest gaming and technology news of the week. Again, thank you, take care, and be well, everyone.
To believe in me. Why try? Do I even need to? I die with the season leaves. I glide with the season breeze. True, my mind so easily spooked. I ride just to be the me who finds hype super decently smooth. Nice type, but as sick as me.